How's it going, everybody? You're gonna see my dad walk by in the background. I've got my dad visiting from out of town. He's here to hang out for a little bit. He helped me get my last year's taxes done. How are folks doing today? We got folks in here. Retro, what's up? Says Present AF. Nice to see you. Blight Widow, hello from the field. Nice to see you. Noodle Banana is here. What's up? Says, oh, Blight, too cool. Hello, everybody. Noodle Banana, how's it going? Turn One Hippie, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, we got a, first of all, we are figuring things out as far as, wait a minute. Wait a tick. Oh, there's Dad. There he goes. Hello and goodbye. KMC says, what's up, Jake? Got my serialized treasure token. Thank you. KMC, what was your number? I could look. I'm keeping them all in a log, but what was your number? I'm interested. It's good to see all of you today. We have some very good news. We have some very, very fun new news planned. We've got we just added a new sponsor. Oh, baby. Very excited about that. The channel is sponsored. I'm celebrating by having a schmooze. Nice. You got number 75 and a counterspell. Sick. Yeah, I tried to pick cards that were good. I wanted the signed card to be something good that people could use. So there were a lot of like old counter spells, old dark rituals, just stuff that's like generically good. So I hope you play blue a little bit. Brody says, good afternoon, y'all. What's up, Brody? Brody, we gotta do a little meeting soon. I've been kind of busy. I've been knocking some stuff out over here, but we did add on a channel sponsor today. Oh, baby. We are going to be back with Card Conduit, if you can believe it. I'm very excited about it. We are going to talk about some Final Fantasy spoilers today, but I just want to catch up with chat. I just want to say hello. I want to spend a little bit of time with you, see how everybody's doing, see what's up with the crew, see how everybody is. It's such a pleasure to be here. What a time to be alive. Oh, you were so close to the jackpot. Oh, man. So 69 is the only token that doesn't have red text on the back. And that took a long time. I wanted those first 100 serialized tokens. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, got them here. These tokens... these are for the first 100 sponsors that sign up at the channel at any level. Now, there were extras. There were more than 100. There's about 200 of them total. Joel has some, but I don't know if he's going to do anything with them. But on the back, I serialized them, and I'll show you what I did. I want to show you because this is kind of fun. Got a brief chair stream there, but nobody take off your pants. It's not time for that yet. Card Conduit, yes. Yes, I hope that you are using Card Conduit. Please do so. And I think you were our last chat champion, so I think I could just turn this right back on. Oh yeah, look at that. You were the last chat champion, my dude. You were the last chat champion, so I could just turn this right back on. Retro, thank you so much for the continued support over here. You are our chat champ. So I want to finish this thought because I want people to kind of know what was going on with KMC. All right, so this is what I did. This is what the token actually looks like. Boom. And then for the first 100 sponsors, I'll show you what I did. This is This is the token, but then on the back, I did Patreon 2025 first 100. And I put a little meme on there, RIP Jake and Joel are magic. I went ahead and signed it. And then obviously you can see no one got number 88 yet. But I have a stack of these. This is how many of them are left. And after these, well, there's like 20 people on Patreon that need to update their addresses. So the stack is actually more like this. But there's still about, probably like 30 of them that are left. And these are going to go out, and you can see they're all serialized. And I wanted that to be something fun for the first 100 people who sign up at Patreon at any level. So I really do appreciate you all so much. Anybody who, Lore Keeper, you got one of 100? Did you really? Oh, that's sick. Got to do a number 0 like comics do. Well, we're getting another token designed, and we're getting a token designed. Well, I need to poke Blight Widow because she's the artist over here, and like she did the art on this, Blight Widow, she's just amazing. Honestly, she does really, really good art. She did the art on this, and I want her to do a token for when we go to Vegas, and then we're also going to be featured creators in Atlanta. And so, you know what? Maybe I will do a 0 of 100, IROC. I think that's probably a good idea. Arkanow says, have those boxes from Arena showed up? They're supposed to be messaging me. Let me see if they did send me a message today. I don't know if they did. We'll see. They're supposed to be messaging in the next couple days. I have set up my entire iPayout account, and so I'm hoping that they just like show up at some point. I don't know exactly how it's gonna go, but no, there's no info yet on them. But yeah, we are very, very excited over here. Yeah, I'm gonna message them about getting a code set up over on Card Conduit. Turn One Hippie says, I wish I lived in the US so I could use Card Conduit. Also seems like a great service. Yeah, Card Conduit is an excellent service. You can also see we are Dragon Shield affiliates. That's going to be a sponsorship that we renegotiate once we get into the next quarter. So once we get to quarter 3, we're going to actually have a meeting with Dragon Shield. But you can use our code MM5. They asked, do you want me to make the code Martishius? I was like, no one's going to remember that code. No one's going to know how to spell it. Let's just make the code MM5, and you can save 5% of Dragon Shield. Had to eat my eggs. Yeah, it's so nice to see you all today. We're going to talk through some spoilers. I'm very excited to talk through some Final Fantasy spoilers. Some of my favorite cards came out, which I'm excited about. Final Fantasy IX is my favorite Final Fantasy game. So if you're ever like, hey, what Final Fantasy is your favorite? I'm in that crew. I'm in the crew that loves Final Fantasy IX. I thought Final Fantasy VII was great. I thought Final Fantasy VIII was really fun too. Final Fantasy X was one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. But for me, Final Fantasy IX is where it's at. We do seem to have gotten rid of our technical difficulties from the last stream. Knock on wood. Hopefully it stays that way. But yeah, it's so nice to see you all today. I appreciate everybody who's hanging out. We do have, I believe, got like 25 people hanging out on a stream that wasn't scheduled until last minute, as per usual. But you know what? That's going to change because I'm going to start talking through actual ideas of where I want these streams to go. I know that people are really enjoying the streams, but I'm also thinking of the future of the channel. I'm thinking about growth, and we got to figure out a way to make these streams more focused. So if anyone has ideas for streams, leave them in Patreon, or if you're in Discord, you could send those to me as well. Another thing I want to let people know about, I'm thinking of a new tier for Patreon. This is going to be a tier that not everybody's going to be interested in. but I'm thinking of doing a content creation tier, like a behind the scenes content tier where I talk about do's and don'ts of YouTube, how to kind of like fast track your channel, what you need to focus on, show behind the scenes analytics, and just kind of give people the lowdown of, if you want to be a content creator in the Magic the Gathering space, things that I would do, things that I would focus on, ways to do things. And it might just be something where you sign up for that tier at for 1 month, but I'm thinking about making that like a $20 tier, something like that. So if that sounds like anything that anybody is interested in, then let us know. Commander streams when? Those are absolutely going to be a thing, KMC. We have been talking about getting Commander streams going. I would love to make more edited Commander streams where we actually are playing a game of Commander over Spell Table, and then afterwards I bring up the card images in the middle, cut out dead time, that kind of stuff. So that would be really good. Madamus is here. What's up? Says, yeah, it's like every time I order from TOA, trying to spell re-sleevables for my coupon code takes several. Yeah, exactly. Chris, what's up? Aren't you disappointed with the Final Fantasy IX cards? What they did to Beatrix and Zidane is horrible. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Chris. I am a little bummed that Zidane came out as an uncommon. Beatrix, we'll have to take a look at that one. I haven't seen that one yet. I have seen Steiner. I think that, Final Fantasy IX, let's just say this, Chris. Final Fantasy IX got Vivi, and Vivi is arguably one of the best cards that came out of this Final Fantasy crossover. So at least we got Final Fantasy IX repping arguably the best card that came out of this entire thing. So where I'm upset about Zidane, where I'm upset at we'll take a look at it, but like Queen Braun as well, or Brawny, or Queen Brawny, I don't know how to say her last name. I've never known how to say her last name. But like that card looks like a really fun card as well. So there are some cards that look really good, but we're going to go through the spoilers today. Bo says, yo, what's up, Jake? Nice to see you, Bo. Good to see you as well. Spectre's out there as well. What's up, Spec? Says Jake taunting the machine gods. Bold. I know. Hopefully no technical difficulties. Turn One Hippie says, by the way, Square Enix is teasing a remake of Final Fantasy IX might be this year's. Oh no! I'm playing through Final Fantasy IX right now. Should I have waited? Should I have just waited? I haven't seen Garnet either. It's so funny. They gave us all of these spoilers ahead of time, and I looked through them. I glanced through them once, and I still haven't seen all the cards. There were so many variants and so many folders of cards to go through that I haven't even seen all of them. KMC says, sign me up. Are you talking about for the creator tier? Yeah, I'm absolutely down to talk through that with people. Noodle Banana says, I like people who just reveal things behind the scenes others don't often know. Yeah, it's the kind of thing where, because I get people all the time that ask me, hey, what would you do about this? And because I'm surrounded by so many other creators, I think it would be fun to just make some videos that talk about it. Like simple stuff, like what is your goal with the channel? That kind of thing. What is your intention with making the channel? Once you get the channel off the ground, and that intention can be something as simple as I want to make money. It could be like, I want to be a YouTuber. It could be like, I just want to be able to share what I know about Magic with other people, that kind of stuff. And then how to implement those goals. It could just be growth. I want to see how big a channel I can grow. And so there's, different lines of thought behind all those different things. And I've been doing YouTube since 2017. Even though I'm no longer involved with the other channel, I still very much am a YouTuber. And even though someone very close to me said, content creation isn't for you, I don't believe that. I do believe that I'm very good on camera, and we're here to prove those people wrong that say those kind of things. Chris says, you will enjoy them. Oh, I need to see Garnet and Kuja. Mama Webby's there, says hello. What's up, Mama Webby? Good to see you. Brody, yeah, I saw some stuff about Final Fantasy IX Remastered. Send it to me via the Discord. Yeah, just kind of like a YouTube consultant, Mom. Everybody say hey to Mercedes. She's hanging out. Arkanow says, if we don't get Yuna's wedding as anointed procession, we riot. All in favor? Yes. I think so. No, Bo, we're not. We're not. But, you know, that was said. You know, content creation is not for you. But I disagree. I disagree. So, yeah, we're going to have a really fun stream. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Arkanow, I wish WotC would prove me wrong about never reprinting Anointed Procession. Hold on, I got to turn off the air conditioning. It keeps coming on, and I don't want to hear buzzing in the background. Give me just a moment. All right. We back. Looking forward to the second channel, Jake Juice reviews. Maybe we do need to get a juice review thing going. I actually get the OG for Final Fantasy IX. You need a PS1 in the game itself or emulate. Well, no, I'll say this, Brody. I actually downloaded it on Xbox One. I'm playing it on Xbox. Now, granted, I did pay like $15 for it. It might have been like 15 or 17, but I was like, you know what? I feel like playing through this old game. I'm loving it. The nostalgia of it is just fantastic. I love Final Fantasy IX so much. It's like right before they moved on to PS2. It's like Final Fantasy IX is peak PS1. True, Mrs. Popo. Your card went out, so that should be in the mail, or it should be making its way to you. It is in the mail. Arkanow, we did get Ristic reprinted, so I'm happy. Flood the market with lower the price. That's right, even a little. Should we look through some cards, folks? I mean, I could sit here and talk to y'all. Everybody's very, very talkative today. I'm in a good mood. Had a great business meeting earlier this morning, so we're in a good spot. Just posted up my latest mail day. Did you? Is it in the Discord? What do we got over there? Let's see what's going on over in Discord in Martishius Magic. If you're not in the Discord, join our Discord. I think there's a chat command. Boom. Does that work? I think there's a chat command for Discord. No? Is it Discord exclamation? Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can join our Discord server. Definitely do it. Let's see what we got in Mail Day. Oh, there we go. Oh, someone posted all the Sapperling tokens. Yeah, someone reached out to me about, was like, hey, you got a ton of Sapperlings. You want to send some my way? And I was like, how many you want? And they were like, I don't know, as many as you'll give me. So I sent them 10 Sapperlings, and they were like, will you sign one? I was like, I'll sign them. I'll sign them all for you. Oh, someone got the Smothering Tide. That's sick. Nice. Oh, here we go. People are sharing their serialized card. Yeah, 1 of 100. Let's go, Lorekeeper. That's sick. 6 of 100 was Scott. Single digits. Let's go. Oh, people are stoked on this. This makes me happy, dude. Oh, and there's Poster. You got your token and your Chaos one. That's awesome. Love to see it. Yeah, this is fun. Oh, man. Today's a good day. Today's a good day. I'm happy to have you all here. All right, let's look at some spoilers. It's time. Sign me up for the Martishius Magic YouTube Expert Coach Tier Freaking now, please. Arcanau, I know we gotta get this Ugin resolved. This is becoming a meme. There's just this Ugin that's just waiting for me somewhere in the abyss. Before we move on completely to Final Fantasy. Rip and Ship is here. Says good days are good days for sure. Yeah. Rip and Ship, I don't know if you were here earlier, but we officially had a meeting today about a potential sponsorship, and starting in June, we are going to have Card Conduit back. So, you know, I'm already telling people, you know, use Card Conduit. It's a fantastic service. And yeah, it's good. You know, one day at a time over here, but it's really good to be building back. Right now, my focus is on growth. I want to sprint to 10K subscribers, and I want to get us back to that point. So I'm hoping that ends up being something that we can get done. Yeah, very stoked on it. Very stoked. I appreciate the kind words. Lance, am I going to see you in Vegas, yay or nay? Wait until you see my mail day from Rip and Ship. It's a hell of a pull. Made my week. Oh, did you get something good? That's sweet. Oh, Mercedes says, congratulations. I appreciate you, Mom. I appreciate you. How cool is it that my mom's name is Mercedes, by the way? I never think about it because she's my mom, but it's such a cool name. I think the name Mercedes is great. Kraken Jank, what's up, party people? Jank, it's good to see you. Lance says, no, I have a family trip at the same time as Vegas. Okay, well, enjoy that. Enjoy that. That's very cool. All right, let's look at some Final Fantasy previews over here. I think it's time. Well, first, let's make it full screen. Jeez, I'm over here. Oh, there we go. Much better. Whoa, Mercedes with the 1999 super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Looks like we need to update the chat champion. Looks like we need to... I think we need to update the chat champion. Holy cannoli. Need to add some new text here. One second, please, and thank you. We need a new text. We need to get some text going. Add source. Chat champion. Mercedes. With the 20. Appreciate you. I was going to put that. Where do I even put that? Up here? I guess we can see it up here. I need to figure things out. There are some things that need to we're gonna have to figure out as far as what we need to do moving forward with the scenes, because I was having some scenes that were giving us trouble, but I've deleted those and we have since had no technical difficulties. So praying to the tech gods that no more issues arise. First sponsor, Card Conduit. That's right. Thank you so much for that super chat, Mom. I really appreciate you for your continued support on the stream. Even if YouTube takes their cut looking at you, YouTube. I really do appreciate it. So kind of Card Conduit to fix your stream issues. I hope that that's what it was. It is so cold out here. Yeah, Blight Widow's in Canada, and somehow in May, where if I walk outside in LA right now, it's like 80 degrees. she's in Canada where she's wearing 2 hooded sweatshirts and a rain jacket and she's freezing. Retro says, very cool. Way better than Volvo Fiat Chrysler Martishius, in my honest opinion. Oh, Fiat Martishius, could you imagine? New desk and new monitor arrived. Nice. Congrats, poster. What kind of desk did you get? What kind of monitor? Just got confirmation Moonshot shipped. Well, they ship. They ship over there. They run a tight ship. They don't call them rip and sit on the cards by Moonshot. They call them rip and ship by Moonshot. You did you see what I did there? Did you see what I did? We have a Discord, we do. All due to hard work. I appreciate it. Yes, we got a really good group over here. It's not just me. There are other people that are putting their time in, and we've got a lot of support from folks, and so it feels really good. Let's talk about some Final Fantasy spoilers. Let's talk about some recent spoilers. Let's go back because there's some stuff that I haven't seen, and I want to talk through some stuff. So all of this stuff we have seen, Buster Sword, this is stuff that we haven't really covered, so we could like talk about it. All this stuff I'm pretty sure is kind of like old hat. I do like that they put in Triple Triad. I do hope they put in the card game from Final Fantasy IX. I think it's called Tetramaster. That would be really good. Frost warning tonight. Where you got a frost warning? Oh, this Final Fantasy set is so freaking awesome. And I'm not trying to like toot my own horn, but we are ambassadors for the product. And so in the next day or so, especially now that I see that we got the tech issues done, I'm going to do a break and build. So if you're like, oh, you know, what can we do with a box? We're going to do a break and build where we open a play box and then we give ourselves the command tower, the soul ring, and the signet. But other than that, we have to build everything for the commander deck out of what comes out of the box. So it'll be all Final Fantasy stuff. And other than like basic lands, we're just going to do what we can with what we open. And the other thing that we're going to do is we're probably going to do the same thing with a collector box. So make sure you're subscribed over here if you want to see like what's the best way that we could get value out of the Final Fantasy cards that we open. I think that that's like a really fun thing. That's a series that I pioneered over on the other channel. I opened the starter kit and built a deck out of the starter kit. So from Foundations. So yeah, we're gonna do some of that kind of content. Open a box, create an entire commander deck out of it, and limit ourselves. We're spending like $300 on a box of cards, or if you bought a collector box and you're spending freaking like $600 on a box of cards, you probably want to figure out the best way to get value out of that. And one way to do that is to just build a commander deck out of what you open, and now at least you have a deck to show for that expensive kind of thing that you're doing. Otherwise, I'd say get one of the pre-con decks. I think the pre-con decks are all very strong, minus the Esper one, which is kind of wonky. And other than that one, I think that, you know, it's a pretty good, those are pretty good products. I like the Mardu deck, I like the Limit Break deck, and I also like Counter Blitz. I think all those ones are pretty good. The Y'shtola one is not really my style, and I don't think it has like a lot of focus, but you know, there's some people that will disagree with that. Poster says, I got a cheap Amazon desk I shaped with built-in power strip and lighting. Nice. AOC monitor. I don't know anything about monitors except that I won't be able to go back to cheap ones after this. Nice. Well, congrats on the purchase. That's fun. KMC. I think Helm of the Host is gross in Cloud, but Helm of the Host is good in most commander decks. My only issue with Helm of the Host is that card, for some reason, is just so hard to make that mana investment. I hate how much of a mana investment Helm of the Host is. It's expensive to play, and the equip is worse. And so that is my issue with Helm of the Host, because Helm of the Host is fantastic. It's a great card. The effect is awesome, but I think Helm of the Host works most in a deck where you're able to make that initial mana cost, or you're able to like tutor it up and put it on something or use something like a core outfitter to like play that and just attach Helm of the Host to something. What's a box of this going to cost? Well, I mean, we can look at current prices. I could give you my thoughts on the current prices if we want. It's pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. I think it's also we're at peak hype. So because the hype is just through the roof right now, that's definitely part of it. Counter Blitz does have a 3-card infinite combo with Gata and Luzu, Walking Ballista, and Hardened Scales. Yeah, I know. And it's cool to see Walking Ballista get put in a precon. I wonder if they missed that. I wonder if they just missed it. Poster. If you pre-order the Ultimate Edition, you get to start, I think, 5 days early. I am absolutely in on Dune. We have a whole crew that are going to be playing it. Bunch of people. Once we know what server we're on, we'll let you know so that you can join us. Essentially, Paige's dad is at the helm of that. He is the Dune guy. I also love Dune, but he apparently is more hardcore about Dune than I am. I think it's mostly because he's stoked that it's the same group that did, what was it, Conan, I believe? Scott, we got sponsored, baby. We got a sponsorship. And a good one, too. It's a service that we stand behind and a service that we love. Hard Conduit is going to be coming back. Gonna be coming back. Yeah, Will L. Dune Awakening is a new MMO that is going to be coming out. And it comes out in June. And it is one of these MMOs where there's like safe zones, you build bases. Or I don't know if it's an MMO, but it's a survival crafting. Think like Grounded. Think like Minecraft. Except like you go into zones where you actually fight other people. So it's going to be like the Harkonnen versus the Atreides. It's a different timeline where Paul Atreides does not exist. And so it's going to be pretty cool. Scott, I'm stoked that you got single digits on one of the cards, man. That's cool. You got 6 of 100. Yeah, I felt like that was a really fun way to make those tokens special for everybody. In addition to having really dope art by Paige on them, I thought it would be really cool to serialize them. So, yeah, I'm happy you liked it. I'm happy you got number 6. Yeah, Paige just got a new computer as well, so we're gonna get some folks on there. These crystals are pretty rad. Yeah, there's some pretty good crystals. Poster says, I got a big gout flare up in my hand. Never had it in my hands before. It sucks. Poster, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's got to be very uncomfortable. That's got to be very uncomfortable. I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. All right, so let's just start with here. I want to do a catch up. We're going to go from the bottom to the top. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom and we bought ourselves a chair. So let's just go from there. We're going to talk about some of the cards. I'm sure some of you have already seen these cards, but for those of you who have not seen them, this is going to be a nice moment of catching up. I'm going to give you my take on them, what cards I think are strong, and then at some point I do want to rank the crystals. You know what? Why don't we start with that? I want to rank the crystals, and I think that would be a fun way to kind of kick things off. So it's called, and then we'll just come back to this after that. Crystal, the fire crystal, the earth crystal. All right, here we go. Set. All right. I don't think we'll be able to get this one out of here, but we're going to rank these other ones. So let's read through. We're going to rank the crystals here. I'm excited to do this. First of all, let me get my bowl of eggs out of the way here. All right. Turn music down just a smidge here. Music is just a little bit loud. In just a moment here, chat. Turn music down. You know what? Honestly, if the music isn't bad for you, I'm going to turn the music down in my headphones. What a concept, right? Rich boy, a whole bowl of eggs. Well, you know, the way I feel about it is, so say that carton of eggs cost me $8, right? At least that can be broken down into like 5 mornings of breakfast for me. So for me, it ends up being, you know, like $2, or, you know, actually 6. Because there's a dozen eggs. God, if only I could learn to count and understand eggs. All right, let's get this going. We are going to first. I want to catch up with chat. White does seem pretty good. Kolek's Dark Knight of Vatha Valm from Super Mario. Print it. Charles Bronson. Perfect timing for a card conduit sponsorship. I'm beginning a huge card purge today. Well, Jank, wait on sending it out. Words and math are hard, Lance. They really are. Also, anybody here who's not subscribed to Moonshot, if you aren't and you want to be watching a lot of these openings, if you're looking for like the place to go to watch Final Fantasy cards get opened, you need to be subscribed to Rip and Ship by Moonshot. That is where you are going to go. And I'm not sponsored by them. Gosh darn it. As much as I've sent people their way, I should be. But you should go over there to Rip and Ship and subscribe. You can see Lance right there. Type in Rip and Ship by Moonshot into YouTube. Subscribe. And if you want to get a good look of what this set is going to be like when it's opened in mass, that is the channel that you want to watch. And I reckon you guys are going to be doing, yeah, there we go. June 2nd, noon to midnight. There it is, baby. If you want to mainline that shit into your veins, go to Rip and Ship by Moonshot. That's where you need to go. Okay, good, Jenk. Yeah, so I will message them and be like, hey, can we get an affiliate code going? I already got people asking. You know what? I can just... You know what? Hold on. Whoops. That's not the correct scene. I promise you, I'm gonna kick off this stream. Just gonna send a quick email before it gets too late in the day. I'm gonna do a whole freaking email here, man. Because that's how we do it. It's gonna say wonder if we could do like well, we'll find out. There we go. Email sent. Now I promise I'm gonna focus on the freaking stream. Here we go. Boom. We're doing it. Oh, I forgot. Sup, Blight Widow. Sup, chat. Scott, we gotta hang out again soon, man. It was fun hanging with you. No, Lance, you're a good dude. Lancelot says, I hope everyone has invested in their collector box, hitting 1.5 to 2K in the next 2 years. You think, Lance? Or Lancelot? Inject me with crystals. Puric acid crystals are what cause gout and kidney sores. Oh, God. Well, we'll rank these crystals quickly, and hopefully you don't have to spend a lot of time here. Let's get into it. The wind crystal. So we've got wind, water, fire, earth, and darkness. First things first, we got the wind crystal. White spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. Seems pretty good. And for 4 and 2 white, creatures you control gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. Oh, God. Oh, God. The water crystal. 2 and 2 blue. Blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards plus 4 instead. 4 and 2 blue, tap. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. All right. The fire crystal. 2 and 2 red. Red spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Creatures you control have haste. Haste is good. Haste is good. 4 and 2 red. Bo with the $2. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. What did you say through Super Chat? Onar. Oops. Just a second. Bo says, what card are you most excited to play first, Jake? Oh, man. There are a lot of freaking cards that I'm excited to play. That's a hard one. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to look through here. All right. So the fire crystal. 2 red and 2 other. Red spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Creatures you control have haste. And then for 4 and 2 red, create a token that's a copy of target creature control. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Oh, God. That is a messy desktop, isn't it, Lance? It is a messy desktop. I have a lot. So whenever I'm making content, I'll just be like constantly exporting images and it fills up the desktop. And then when I get done with the video, I just purge my desktop and throw a whole bunch of shit away. My desktop is a mess all the time. All right, fire crystal. Let's look at the earth crystal. 2 and 2 green. Green spells cost 1 less to cast. If 1 or more 1/1 counters would be put on a creature, you control twice that many. Oh, God. You guys. It's like a doubling season. Yeah, also Drastic Magic, Fire Crystal, Atali, Happy Screams. Yeah, that Fire Crystal is going to be so good in Atali. It's going to be so good in Atali. All right, and then we got 2 green and 4. Distribute 2 1/1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures you control. So a artifact that already makes your counters double has built-in synergy that lets you put counters on things within itself. Not only is it an engine, but it's also a tool to create counters. This one is pretty good. Let's look at the black one here. The Darkness Crystal. Oh, baby. It's so purple. 2 and 2 black. Black spells cost 1 less to cast. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it, and you gain 2 life. So when stuff dies over there, you exile it, which is great for anybody who's playing graveyard stuff. You're going to hose that. Looking at you, Hashaton. Get it out of the yard. Get it out of there. 4 and 2 black. Tap, put target creature card exiled with the Darkness Crystal onto the battlefield tapped under your control with 2 additional 1/1 counters on it. I don't know. That's pretty good. Okay. And then we have the Crystals Chosen, which we're not even going to read. So, Wind Crystal. Again, white spells cost 1 less. If you gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. And then we can give the team Flying and Lifelink. We got the Water Crystal. Blue spells cost 1 less to cast. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards plus 4 instead. And then each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. Fire Crystal, we give the team haste, and we could create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, sack it. Green spells, big counter synergy, and Darkness Crystal. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and you gain 2 life. And then we can put target creature card exile with the Darkness Crystal onto the battlefield under our control with 2 additional 1/1 counters on it. What I really like, I'll tell you this. What I really like about the Darkness Crystal is this becomes a way to just cast stuff. This is like a thing that is going to work as a tool that just lets us cast things. That is very good. That's very strong. Card Shop Reality says, thumbs up to you, Jake. Don't mind me. I'm just here for the royalty-free music. Let's go, baby. You have been here for years, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot. You and I used to be rivals, but now we are homies, and I really do appreciate you, man. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for coming over here. Thumbs up to you, my friend. So, of these 5, I'm going to rank them based on stuff that I like. And I'm not going to lie, it's kind of hard for me to rank these ones right now because I do think that there's a lot going on. Now, being somebody who loves mill, this is a little bit slow for me. However, I do think it's a really good card. I'm going to put at number 5, meaning least powerful in my opinion of all of them here. Oh man, this is hard. This is tough. I think I'm going to go blue at number 5. I think I'm going to go the Water Crystal at number 5. And then at number 4, and this is where it gets tough because I think they're all powerful. So I think even though I'm ranking these 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, keep in mind that I still think they're all very good. So I'm going to go blue at number 5. I am going to go black at number 4. And that hurts because black is my favorite color. But I do think I'm going to go black at number 4. Then I think I'm going to go white at number 3. If you would gain life, you gain twice that much life instead. And then you can give your whole team, and then you can give your whole team for 4 and 2 white. Creatures you control gain flying and lifelink until end of turn. This almost might be like a 3-way tie between the Naya crystals. After that, I'm going to say red. Creatures you control have haste is really good, and then we can create a token that's a copy of target creature control, sack it at the beginning of the next end step. This is huge for ETB abilities. As someone already said, Atali, for example. Dude. And then we got the Earth Crystal. I'm going to rank it number 1, just because all this counter synergy that's built into this one card, it not only makes our green stuff cost 1 less for 4 mana here, and we all know how big green can get, and I hate ranking a green card at number 1. I hate it. But I respect this card. If 1 or more 1/1 counters would be put on a creature you control, twice that many 1/1 counters are put on that creature instead. So that's literally half a doubling season right there. And then for 4 and 2 green, distribute 2 1/1 counters among 1 or 2 target creatures you control. It's just got everything you need built into it. It's very good. It's very good. So that's my ranking. Let me know how I did. You leave it in the comments, in chat. I want to hear your thoughts. Was I far off, or do you feel like it was pretty good? I feel like I did my best. Card Shop says, for newcomers, I helped Jake cure his bad FOMO addiction back in the day. That is true. That is true. Card Shop. But now we've kind of entered into this new phase, right? Where we have these crazy products, this universes beyond stuff. How do you feel about the FOMO when we look at stuff like let's deviate a little bit from our plan here. We're going to come back to the spoilers, but I kind of want to deviate a little bit. Let's go over here, and I want to look at some collector boxes, like collector boxes through the ages. Because I want to know what your thoughts are now on FOMO, now that we live in this weird kind of new age where we have all these collector boxes that are just wild. Lance says, I don't know, white is a win con in itself, unlike the other ones. I mean, I do think that the white one is good. Like I said, I feel like those top 3, the white, red, and green, are almost like a tie. Almost like a tie. Jurassic Magic. Oh, we got a new subscriber, Big Tuba. Big Tuba, thank you for the sub. I think the green one is just a better branching evolution. I mean, yes, but branching evolution is a good card. However, I do know that branching evolution is kind of on like the lower end of the counter synergy stuff. Austin, 5B4U3R3W. I don't know what you mean, but I like it. Lance says 6 mana for evasion to your whole board. It is pretty good. It is pretty good. Garage the Gathering is here. What's up? Garage says, personally, I'm in for all of it. No deviating. All good all the time. Are you talking about the ranking? The ranking of the crystals? Everybody go subscribe to Garage the Gathering. There is a new gameplay series out. New Commander gameplay series. Garage the Gathering is in the house. You got to be coming up on 1,000 subs. That was a quick 1,000 subs, my dude. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Are you coming up on it? Let's see. Did they do it? You got almost 6,000 views on your very first video, man. 846 subs. Let's pad those numbers a little bit, chat. If you're not subscribed over here, go over here. I'm going to be in one of the episodes that's coming up. Oh, that's a spoiler. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. But you're going to see yours truly on one of these. So definitely go over there. Final Fantasy collector box is high because the trend is 1K. I know, right? Okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about this just a smidgy. Let's dive in a little bit. I should join you on stream sometime as a WPN store owner. Yes, man. I think you should. I think you should. I've been working through some technical difficulties here, but I would love to have something like that. Pop on and just kind of like pick your brain a little bit. You let me know like what it's like. I think we should do that at some point. I think that would be a good idea. Guys, if you're ever in town at Bastrop, Louisiana, you better be going to Card Shop Reality. You better be heading over there. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and dig on into this just a little bit. So, obviously the big daddy is this. You got the Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle-earth Special Collector Edition display. This is the big daddy product. Why is my taskbar here? Get my freaking taskbar out. I'm so sick of my taskbar not just going away. Just get out of here. Thank you. Jesus. I don't know how many times I need to freaking tell my computer that I don't want my taskbar involved in my content creation. Dude, thanks for the bump. In and out from my normie day job. All right, man. You have a good rest of your day. I'm watching you cruise to 1,000 subscribers, man. I'm stoked for you. I hope those other videos just get picked up in the algorithm. I like that idea of doing a 3-episode release. I think that that's really smart. So I'm stoked for you. I hope to see it continue to blow up. Lord of the Rings, Tales of Middle Earth, Special Edition Collector Booster Display. So this is a pretty crazy chart. You can see, and it's nice that this chart is already, I mean, this chart looks like a stock on the S&P 500 that market makers drove all the way to the bottom just so they could write it back up. I mean, this shit looks like Bitcoin over the last couple years. You had these boxes that some people were buying, and that chart isn't on here. That's one thing I would tell a TCG player. If TCG player were like, hey, what kind of feature do you think you would change with our site? Have your chart go longer than a year. Their chart should be literally as many years as the product has been out. It does look like NVIDIA. Justin says, new to MTG because of Final Fantasy. Love it. I am eating everything. Question, any chance of limit break deck with Transformers? A limit break deck with Transformers. I don't know, Justin, exactly what you're talking about. Are you saying like limit break, but you put Transformer cards in it? You could do whatever you want in Magic. As long as the color identity works for the commander deck, meaning as long as the colors are equal to what Cloud's colors are, so Cloud is Naya, green, white, and red, you can put Transformers in there, you can take cards out, it's all customizable, you can do whatever you want. Poster says, since the One Ring is pulled, why are those boxes so expensive? Hasn't all the good stuff been banned anyhow? Poster, no. Let's clear this up a little bit, because there are things in here like the One Ring borderless poster serialized. So this card by itself, and there's currently no listings, but you could see the serialization here. This product right here has these in it, and that is a big important selling point of this product. This product not only has that, but it has other stuff like Sauron. Another serialized card. This set did it right. And I'm going to say this about it too, is these poster cards being serialized is a huge selling point. And they did it out of 100, which was really important. Now I'm going to show you this as well, because I want to give you kind of like the full picture here. Like, this is what we're looking at, baby. This is what we're looking at. You got the One Ring, pristine 10, serialized 4 of 100. Not a blemish on this card. They got the Beckett Black Label, baby. $65,000. So when you're looking at this, and you're like, oh, okay. And that's just, I mean, we could do serialized Lord of the Rings. Like, these are the prices that we're looking at. You're looking at a Beckett 10, Mount Doom 94 of 100, 15 grand. So this product is the only spot where you're finding, you know, $7,000-$8,000 cards. Let's see if there's any completed listings, because I want to see what people are actually paying for this stuff. We're looking for green numbers. Here we go. Lord of the Rings serialized. Now this here would have come out of a different, that came out of a different product. You got the green box. All right, there's two different things. All right, so I kind of have to bring this all together. So there's this box. This was the only box. Okay. This was the only box that had the One Ring that Post Malone pulled. Now, in addition, in this box, you can find serialized versions of... Oh, God. You find serialized versions in this box of certain cards. Oh, God. I think... Hold on. Chat, is this the product where you find these? I'm pretty sure it is. This is where you're finding stuff like this. So you got like serialized cards in the first one, but then the new serialized cards, like these poster treatments only appear in the special edition one. So both of them had serialized treatments. No, it's just the soul rings. Okay, sorry, chat. It's just the soul rings. Okay. So then clear this up for me. What is this one in? Is this in special edition alongside the poster cards? Poster, that's totally fair. Okay, got it. The reskins and posters were serialized in the re-release. Got it. I was confused there for a second. So, these green boxes. This is what people are talking about. So this is a soul ring, serialized 123 of 300. And these were only in the green boxes. Yeah, original had one of one ring and soul rings. The re-release had the posters and the reskins. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a minute since I've been over here working on this. So, anyway, you have Lord of the Rings Special Edition, which is like $1,800 a box. Then you have Lord of the Rings Collector Display, which is this one. And this is coming up on $1,000 a box as well, because people want those serialized soul rings. Even though the One Ring has been pulled, it's still an IP crossover that people love, and people want those one-of-one rings. Also, the non-serialized 3,000, 7,000, 9,000 non-foil soul rings. That's a good point too. Jank, in your Lord of the Rings deck, I'm pretty sure you have a... I'm pretty sure in your box or in your deck you run a serialized ring, don't you? Do you run a serialized one? I think you do. Okay, so we have $1,000 box here. Now here's the thing about the Final Fantasy stuff, or actually let's keep going through this. So the two Lord of the Rings boxes, now we have this one. Now, Fallout only had commander decks, and it only had the collector booster box display. $1,000 box. Fallout was one that kind of like, it debuted around like 400, and now it's crept back up. You have a human serialized soul ring. Yeah. Yeah. Fallout is pretty crazy as well. Now, the one that is less exciting is Doctor Who. I think people were just, there's something about this one that it just didn't really do the same thing. But it doesn't mean that it's not, you know, doing well. It is obviously trending up. But this is the one this is the one product that does offer serialized cards in it that has had, you know, like the least explosive start out the gate. No, I agree with you, Lance. Yeah. Jurassic Magic, I remember playing against Jenks, Frodo, and Sam deck, randomly whips out the human soul ring. They're made to be played. I know, right? It's a spicy deck that Jenk has. Okay, so now we go Final Fantasy. Now here's the thing about Final Fantasy. Collector booster display. 334 unopened. No. Yeah, that ain't right. Lowest price on these right now, 700 for English. This does not have the same serialized push as Lord of the Rings. It's not like there's a serialized Cloud, a serialized Barret, serialized of all the different characters. There are 77 serialized Chocobo in it. Yeah, Brody, I think that's a good point. Doctor Who collector packs are full of duplicates, small set, so a lot of repeats not fun to open. You could say the same thing though about Fallout, because Fallout is filled with cards that are in the commander decks. Because like Doctor Who, which didn't get a main set, Fallout was the same thing. Fallout are commander decks and a collector box. Doctor Who are commander decks and a collector box. I wish that they had done Warhammer commander decks and a collector box. If they had done Warhammer collector boxes, that would have been absolutely sick. But with Warhammer, what they did were commander decks and collector commander decks. Fallout, normal commander decks, collector box. Doctor Who, normal commander decks, collector box. Final Fantasy, we have collector box, commander decks, collector commander decks, kind of like what they did with Modern Horizons 3. Cardchep says eBay prices trending lower than TCG on this product. Are they? I see Japanese. Wow, 100 a pack, huh? $5.55 Japanese, all Japanese. There we go, $6.79. Yeah, you know, like, here's the thing. If someone were to say to me, you know, like, this product is guaranteed going to 2K, it's like, yeah, buying something for $679 is expensive, but if it does go to 2,000, that's a deal, right? I don't know if this does the same thing. I don't know how much of this product was printed. I do know that this is a massive, massive price for a product of collector boosters right out the gate. I know that a certain amount of this is paying for the rights and the licensing fees for this. I definitely acknowledge that. Fallout also had some reskins for different cards like Goyf. Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Jurassic. Yeah, Grave Titan, Tarmogoyf, Walking Ballista. There were a number of cards. You're right. Fallout is more fun to open. There were better cards in there. Yes. You were opening like Fallout versions of Wasteland and Soul Ring and Armageddon and all these random things. Lance says WotC needs to keep revenue growing. Lance at Rip and Ship says eBay has more deals with big sellers having lower fees. Cardshop, I think that's a good point. It's a 1-year hold, plus we do not know if there's a holiday winter surprise for Final Fantasy. Like here, yeah, I mean, if Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast finally get this collaboration with Final Fantasy, it does make the most sense for them to just go hard, right? Just get as much out of it as they possibly can. That seems accurate. That seems like probably the way to go. I think that's probably a smart choice. It's like with Lord of the Rings. They were like, well, here's this. Now, if it ends up being like the Chocobo is the chase card in this one, and then they come out with a new collector product, it ain't going to be like Lord of the Rings, folks. Especially if they show off a bunch of serialized cards in it. It's not going to be like Lord of the Rings where it's a sleeper product. You had one chance to buy that sleeper Lord of the Rings special edition at a good price, and I know a couple people that were buying those boxes at like $2.50 a box. I was someone who bought that. I have a Lord of the Rings special edition holiday collector box that I bought at $3.30 that is sealed, and I'm not opening it. I told myself if it ever gets to 5K, I'll sell it, just because that's just an insane gain. But right now it's 2,000, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't see the price of that plummeting anytime soon. If Magic the Gathering is a bubble, I don't know when it's going to pop. Justin says, I think once all 77 Chocobos are pulled, it'll probably drop. Exactly, but that's like not going to happen. It could happen in theory, and it should. People will be opening them, and you'll see Chocobos getting opened all over the place. But it will take so long to mine all of them. There will always be some that are hidden that we don't know about. Lance at Rip and Chip says they did announce a holiday release, but didn't say what it is. Oh, God. See, I'm so out of the loop. I think they're planning to sell a lot of play boxes. They're actually put some good value in those with the FCA bonus sheet. Yes. Yes. My guess is that it's going to be huge. The holiday stuff is like the scene set from Lord of the Rings is what I read. And keep the collectors collectible. Keep the collectors collecting. Card Shop says, but in my case, a la Aykroyd and Murphy in Trading Places, I'm selling all Final Fantasy I'm allocated, not holding any. None. You're just getting out. In and out. On to the next one. Kirknall, I don't get out of bed for less than 12x. That's right. That's right. If it's not better than a 10 bagger, we ain't getting out of bed, baby. Jurassic Magic, I got 4 Lord of the Rings special editions. Wish I didn't open them, but it was very fun. Nice. Okay. Well, at least you had fun. I hope you pulled something good in them. Did you get a poster ring at least? Rip and Ship says, yeah, all 77 will never be pulled. Even if they are, they won't be all announced. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about it as well. All right. Let's keep going here. So, you know, we deviated from what we were talking about. We ranked the crystals. Then we come over here. We talked a little bit about our Final Fantasy situation that we have going on. The collector boxes. Are they worth buying at this price? I know that there's been a lot of people out here talking, giving their take on this. I'm going to give you my take. If you're buying this box with the intention of holding it, like someone already said, I think it was Card Shop, you're holding it for a year. If you're buying it with the intention of holding it for a year, you are probably not going to lose on it. Not financial advice. Not trying to get you to buy this. I am, full disclosure, an ambassador for this product, but I'm not trying to tell you to buy it. I'm just giving you my thoughts based on historically how these products have done. Doctor Who? Poo poo wee wee bum bum. That collector box, even though that one is like the least desirable, it has not gone down from its release price. It is a boring opening experience, as Brody already mentioned. Lord of the Rings or Fallout. Let's do Fallout next. Fallout. Fun opening experience. Even with all the cards that are, you know, a lot of repeats because it's all just stuff that's printed in the commander decks. That is a fun pack opening experience, and that box went to 1,000. And the only thing that's serialized in it are bobbleheads. And the bobbleheads are fine, but no one's really like, oh man, I got to get those Fallout bobbleheads, right? I'm sure there's somebody out there who's like, I want the bobbleheads. You're an idiot, Jake. And that's fine. I can own that. There's somebody out there that wants the Fallout bobbleheads. Now you get into Lord of the Rings, and we're talking about another $1,000 boxes that originally debuted at like $350 or whatever. Post Malone already pulled the One Ring, and what you have in there are serialized soul rings and non-serialized soul rings that are non-foil, that are all rare. Plus you have stuff in there like the Nazgul and a bunch of other playable cards and fun cards that people want to collect. Plus it's a beloved IP. Now what we know about Final Fantasy or Special Edition, those boxes were as low as $250 Lord of the Rings. Those boxes went up to $2,000 and now they've stabilized at like $1,800. All right. Stabilized at $1,800. Those have serialized poster versions. So the serialized push in that product is better than Final Fantasy, but I would be very surprised if these boxes don't at minimum go to $1,000, if not $1,500. If we get a big surprise, holiday edition push, whatever's in that box, if it's another collector box, whatever it is. Oh, we got a fire alarm here. Give me a second, guys. Well, that was quick. It was on and it wasn't on. Maybe that was just a test. Johnny Lunchbox says most people cover up the number of serialized card to avoid scammers using the pick, so impossible to sell. Oh, I see. I see. Like people just saying, hey, I have a serialized card. Yeah, the hype on this set is unreal. So yeah, for me, I would say, for anybody who's like, is it worth it to buy it at this price? I would say it depends. If you're buying it to open it because you want to have a good, fun pack opening experience, then sure. If you're like, I'm going to open this and I'm going to go into the red and I have no expectations. Maybe you pull a chocobo and now you're sitting on a few $1,000s. I don't know how much the chocobos are going to be worth. I do know that the Edgar Markovs, Edgar Markov serialized is out of 500. Okay? Edgar Markov serialized out of 500, and you can buy these for around $3,000. So I would say if there's only 77 chocobos, I wouldn't be surprised if they're, $5,000 to $7,000 each. Maybe even more. It might even be so rare that those are like $10,000 cards. I don't know if anybody's going to be buying them at 10,000. But yeah. Brody says 1,000 is great and it's still $350 profit, but with such a high floor to start with, the profit just ain't like Lord of the Rings. Getting 50% gains is still great though. Yeah. Chocobos will be much more scarce and in demand than Edgar. They'll be 15K plus. You think so? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they're like $7,000 or more each. MTG Young Mage is here. What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Watched you grow over the years, my friend. One day I'll be able to invest in Magic, but for the moment, I'm still just getting the singles I need for decks. They are almost all budget decks. MTG Young Mage, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for hanging out in chat. It's been a long time. I hope all things are good with you and your dad. Poster 66, I don't love that Edgar art. No, it's not for everybody. Yeah, 77 is like, you're not opening those boxes expecting to pull that. If you get lucky and you find the golden ticket, then that's awesome. And I do love that it's a golden chocobo. I think that makes sense. It's very much like a golden ticket. I think that's funny. But yeah, let's keep going through. Let's keep going through because we do have some spoilers to do. We just ranked the crystals. But let's keep going through because I want to whoops. Final Fantasy previews. Let's keep going through our previews here. Hold on one second, chat. I need some water. I'm talking a lot, and my voice is kind of dry. My throat is dry. And my voice. My voice is also dry. Yeah, they did Zidane dirty. I mean, the card isn't awful, but they did it dirty. Oh, this is cool. I love this ship. Yeah, it really is neat seeing all these cards come to life in this game. Pretty stoked, not gonna lie. All right, and then we'll come right back here, and this is where we'll pick back up. I'll be right back. Yeah, the nostalgia value is very high. Very high. Oh, yeah. Home time for me. Time to get warm. LOL. Nice. You made it home, Blight. Good to see you. Young Mage is doing it the smart way, to be honest. Poster says, I'm sorry, bitch about art a lot. Golden ticket. Why not make Willy Wonka set? That could work as a secret layer. I could see that. I also dislike the art for the serialized Edgar poster. Turn one hippie. Some of the alt art cards go so hard in this set. Yeah, they really do. Jake, I just realized you didn't have Twitter or X. Okay. Yeah, we need to have it. We have Blue Sky and we have Instagram. You can send me stuff over Instagram. I don't know if you have Instagram. We also have Discord. You can find me in Discord. I don't know if you're in there. I never played Final Fantasy, so I'm just looking at card mechanics. MTG Young Mage. Do you like RPGs? I would say, start with Final Fantasy 9. They all pretty much stand alone, so you can play any of them you want. But I would say start with Final Fantasy 9. And there's probably people in chat that are like, don't listen to that pleb saying Final Fantasy 9. Oh, you got rid of IG last year. Oh, we do have an X. That's right. All right, chat. Let's crack in and keep looking at these spoilers. We've got Machinist's Arsenal. Equipment. with job select. It's like a germ. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 for each artifact you control, and is an artificer in addition to its other types. And it has equip 4. It's fine. Fine card. Quistis. Blue magic. When Quistis enters, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell. If that spell would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. Chat. That says a graveyard. Not yours. Not your graveyard. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Paladin's Arms. 2 and a white. Job select. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 and has ward 1 and is a knight in addition to its other types. It has equip of 4. It's fine. This is probably my favorite card from the set. Someone asked me earlier, what card are you excited to play? This one. Instant Ramen. Flash. When this artifact enters, draw a card. And for 2 and tap, you can sack this artifact to gain 3 life. Not only is it a food, but you can flash it in. When it enters, you draw a card. There is a card in Magic the Gathering called Instant Ramen, ladies and gentlemen. It exists. It is here. Summon Knights of Round. So this is a pretty cracked card, chat. This card is pretty cracked right here. 6 and 2 white for 3/3 indestructible. For the first 4 stages of this saga, the first 4 lore counters, you're creating 3 2/2 knights. And then on the 5th stage, ultimate end, other creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. Put an indestructible counter on each of them. Chat. This card is amazing. I know it's expensive at 8 mana, but the value you get from it is insanity. No, I think that cup is right around the size that it needs to be, in my opinion. We have Summon Primal Garuda. 3 and a white for a 3/3 flyer. This creature deals 4 damage to target tap creature an opponent controls. That's pretty good to be stapled onto a 3/3 flyer. I will say that. Another target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains flying until end of turn. That is also good. That is also good. There's an alternate art, Summon Knights of the Round. It's pretty cool. Alternate art, Summon Primal Garuda. We have Summon Anima here. You draw a card and you lose 1 life. So for 6, we get to do that 3 times. Draw a card and lose a life. And then on the 4th, each opponent sacks a creature of their choice and loses 3 life. Each opponent. This card seems fine. I like this version more. That psychedelic kind of version looks very cool to me. Now, I do not know this character. This looks like somebody who raises little baby chocobos. Saz Catsroy. 3 and a green. When it enters, you may search your library for a bird or a basic land card. Reveal it, put it into your hand. Then shuffle. When Saz Catsroy attacks, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, then double the number of 1/1 counters on that creature. All right. Got Sarah Farron here. The first legendary spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. This is going in every Joda deck ever. Ever. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 2 or more other legendary creatures, you may transform it. Even more Joda. Both parts of this are insane Joda tech. Insane. Then it turns into the first legendary creature spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast, and legendary creatures you control get +2/+2. So far, this is like the most Joda card I've seen from the set. This is massive Joda tech here. Massive Joda tech on Sarah Farron. This card is nutty. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm a fan of it. I want some more of it. Nibelheim Aflame. 2 and 2 red. Choose target creature you control. Deals damage equal its power to each other creature. So kind of like a Chandra's Ignition. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, discard your hand and draw 4 cards. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Chandra's Ignition twice? It minus hitting the players in the face. This card is good. This card is good. I know that some people are kind of low on Final Fantasy, but this is a pretty strong card. I like this card. Here's the alternate art here. Does Roaming Throne ignore the once per turn trigger restriction or not? Enters, choose a creature type. If a triggered ability of another creature you control of the chosen type triggers, it triggers an additional time. It does not say once per turn. Unless I'm missing something, or if you're referring to a different card, I apologize. Then we have the Buster Sword. Look at this art. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. When a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. The Buster Sword. Buster Sword, like all swords in Magic, all the good swords, Fire and Ice, Light and Shadow, Feast and Famine, like the whole sword cycle, costs 3 and then 2 to equip. So they kept it like that. They kept this Buster Sword, so like this Buster Sword was going to be in kind of line with all of that sword cycle, which I really like that they did that. They did the same thing with Sword of Wealth and Power. When a equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. So if you put this on something, you crack in for 5, less than or equal to. So then you're casting something from your hand 5 or less. Yeah, that Buster Sword art, it's almost like reminiscent of RKF in a way. I love what they have going on there. Then we got Reno and Rude. Whenever Reno and Rude deal combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. Then you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, you may play the exiled card this turn, and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. So you got kind of like a Gonti thing going on here. Kind of like Gonti. Here's the regular Buster Sword art. I'm a fan. It is elegant, to the point. Looks beautiful. Final Fantasy VII, the Buster Sword. Brody says, I'm addicted to scrolling Facebook Marketplace. Brody? Hold on 1 second, chat. One second, chat. All right. Sorry, I had somebody texting me that needs my help, so just one moment here. All right, sorry about that, chat. All right, then we got Poo Poo UFO. I hate seeing once per turn on Magic cards. This isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! This is a real game where we actually have to pay for our shit, and it's all balanced out. Oh, God. Regular Buster Sword art is Final Fantasy VII start screen from the game, I think. Oh, is it? Oh, man, it's been so long. Moves into apartment, starts looking at new bass guitars. All right, Poo Poo UFO. So they power crept Walking Atlas. 2 for 0/4 flyer. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield for tap, and then for 3 until end of turn, this creature's base power becomes equal to the number of towns you control. Thank God it doesn't say lands. Could you imagine if it did? Here's Walking Atlas if you need to be reminded. And somehow this was not put down as an artifact creature, though it clearly is. It's an artifact border, all of it. The artifact type was omitted from the type line. So Walking Atlas is a 1/1 for 2. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. And so you can see Poo Poo UFO strictly better. 0/4 for 2. It's a flyer. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. And then it also has the upside of, for 3 until end of turn, this creature's base power toughness becomes equal to the number of towns you control. Pretty strong card. Let's keep going. God, I always love the flans in this game. Ice Flan. 4 and 2 blue for a 5/4. When this creature enters, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. It's pretty cool. And it has island cycling. So a little stun counter here. All right, then we have Quina. Q Gourmet. A green and 2 for 2/3. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus a 1/1 green frog creature token are created instead. And then for 2, sack a frog, put a 1/1 counter on Quina. This is a character from Final Fantasy IX. Final Fantasy IX character here. A lot of the Final Fantasy IX stuff got the uncommon treatment, with the exception of Vivi. Can't wait for Eternity's Edge with more aliens. I know. Please, dear God, give us an alien predator kind of thing. Please. Yeah, Blight Widow, I can't wait to see you play this card in Ginny. It's also such wild art as well. Horizon of Progress, had to look it up. Well, I just blew up like 10 decks. Oh, God. I also wish they'd finish the Horizon cycle with the allied colors. Oh, they haven't done that, have they? I've heard I've always loved the blondes in this game rather than Flan. I'm so sad about it. At least Queena is good for Commander. Yeah. All right, you're not alone. Another Final Fantasy IX character. I wish they had used Zidane's ability, Protect Girls. Does anybody remember that? Zidane had this ability that you could equip called Protect Girls. So if someone tried to hit Garnet, Zidane would stand in front of her. And it's cool because she's your healer in the game. So, like, if someone tries to hit her with a physical attack, he'll just stand in front of her. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control 3 or more creatures, it gets +4/+4 until end of turn instead. It's a fun little card. We got a Syncopate in here. New art Syncopate. Interesting. There's Reno and Rude. Here's Queen Braun. Or Queen Brawny. I don't know how to pronounce her name, and I never have. I should have looked it up. I do think this is fun. Jurassic Magic says Alien and Predator would be great, however, not Alien versus Predator. Yeah, hard agree. Hard agree. I like Alien, I like Predator. You put them together, those movies are booty cheddar. Queen Brawny, a red and 2 for 2/1. Prowess, Human Noble. Whenever Queen Brawny attacks, create a 0/1 black wizard creature token with when you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. And here's the wizard token. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. This card is so fun, man. We've got these little kind of like impact tremors that this thing makes. But a prowess 2/1. I wouldn't exactly say that she has prowess. But whatever. Whenever she attacks, create a 0/1 black wizard creature token. So I think you could go like kind of like a Voltron with her, make a bunch of wizards, attack with her. I think she's a fun little commander. Then we have a Lindblum, Industrial Regency. Another little Final Fantasy IX card here. It does the same thing. Create a 0/1 black wizard creature token. And this land enters tapped, so you can make a little dude. And I also like this art. I like this art more. I'm much more a fan of this art. Yeah, we made a little rhyme there. Vivi should be an alternate skin or for Arcanus or Black Waltz someone. Oh, okay. Got Coral Sword here. Little flashing equipment for 1 red. When this equipment enters, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gains first strike until end of turn. So for 1 red, we flash in, give something first strike and +1/+0, and it has an equip of 1. The first strike does not persist, though. It's just when it enters. Kind of mid. Haste Magic. A red and 1. Target creature gets +3/+1 and gains haste until end of turn. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it until your next end step. What? Paige, this is such a card for you. This card is good. This card is good. +3/+1 in haste. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it until your next end step. Shut the hell up. Not only is it a combat trick because it's instant speed, but it can also give something haste. If you want to crack in. Wow. A card that can be used main phase, or also a card that can be really good. I mean, that's good, dude. That's a good card. That's very much like a VV pump right there. Do your cats like to eat peas? Otter won't take no for an answer when it comes to peas. Oh, is your cat named Otter? Dude, I know. That card is so good. Haste magic? Holy shit. Yeah, Chris says trick plus mini light up the stage. Damn, that is a lot going on for 2 mana, is it not? MTG Young Mage says, which legendary creature do you think is the saltiest as a commander in the set? Ooh, saltiest that I've seen? I will be honest. I think the thing that looks the saltiest to me as a commander is probably Kefka Court Mage. I think you can build Kefka Court Mage in such a way that is really, really broken. I also think because of the power level, so here's the one we're talking about, Young Mage. Whenever it enters or attacks, each player discards a card, then you draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way. If you build Kefka in such a way where your opponents are consistently discarding, I could see this card being pretty salty. Yeah, Jurassic Magic just said it. You guys made a Kefka discard deck that looked pretty salty. Yeah. The other thing that I think could be pretty salty is honestly Vivi. Vivi's power level is pretty stupid. I think there is a way where Vivi could be more casual. We tried to build a casual version of this, but I know he's CEDH. I think this card can be pretty punishing and pretty strong. Chat, if you are enjoying the stream, I would encourage you to please like and subscribe. Hit us with the like. Let's get those likes up a little bit. I appreciate you. Your cat is named Otter. That's awesome. I have a cat named Bill and a cat named Ripley. And we used to have a cat named Monkey. I like when cats have names that are of other animals that they are not. So I had a cat named Ripley. Or a cat named Monkey. It's funny that you have a cat named Otter. All right, let's keep going here. We just looked at Haste Magic. Side quest, play Blitzball. This card looks pretty fun too. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. At the end of combat on your turn, if a player was dealt 6 or more combat damage this turn, transform this. Then it has double overdrive. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has double strike. It's pretty strong. Once it flips into this, it is pretty strong. And this is also very strong as well. Giant Growth is no longer a card, man. Giant Growth is completely power crept out. And now, target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn for a green and 1 other. That is pretty good. Pretty good. Poster says she's a tortoise shell. She was the runt of the litter. She looked just like a baby otter when she was born. Aw, that's adorable. That is adorable. So Adelbert Steiner. This is like Garnet's right-hand man here, or her protector. He's honestly in Final Fantasy IX. he's pretty funny. The dynamic of the entire crew in Final Fantasy IX is really good. You get a lot of like fun banter between him and Zidane, and yeah, he's a fun character. Am I completely thrilled that for a white and one other we're getting a 2/1 lifelinker? It gets +1/+1 for each equipment you control. He's okay. If you're running heavy equipment, like I would probably put him in SRAM. There's a lot of equipment in SRAM, so I think it'd be fun to play, you know, a 2/1 lifelinker that just comes in and is a big boy. Oh yeah, she was a rag doll. And sadly, I think that she was like came from a breeder or something, because she got very sick, and after 3 years old she got cancer, and she died on her 4th birthday, if you can believe it. It was her 4th birthday, 1 a.m. and she died. It was pretty wild. We had her on fluids and stuff. We took good care of her. We did what we could, but the cancer got her. We got Titus Blitzball Star. 1, a white and a blue. For 2/1, whenever an artifact you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on Titus. Or I called him Titus, but his name is Titus. Whenever Titus attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls. Oh man, is this a Mendicant Core card? Probably. Probably a good Mendicant Core card if I had to guess. Pretty good. Especially because you have Mendicant Core getting extremely, extremely big, and you play a lot of artifacts and you copy them. Titus seems like a good inclusion in there. We have Genova, Ancient Calamity. 2, a black and a green. At the beginning of combat on your turn, this legendary creature alien here from Final Fantasy VII. The beginning of combat on your turn, put a number of 1/1 counters equal to Genova's power onto up to 1 target creature, other creature. That creature becomes a mutant in addition to its other types. Whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, draw cards equal to its power. Ooh. Seems like a really good draw engine, chat. This seems like a very good draw engine right here. Right in my Henzi deck. Oh yeah. Henzi is like kill on sight. That commander is so busted. Yeah, it's okay. We did what we could for her poster. Now I have 2 more cats. Yeah, this card is strong, dude. The beginning of combat on your turn, put a number of 1/1 counters equal to Genova's power onto up to 1 other target creature. That creature becomes a mutant whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn. So you could use like Viscera Seer. You could use a number of sack outlets, Ashnod's Altar, Phyrexian Altar. There's so many ways to like make that mutant buff up its power and then just draw a ton of cards. This card is extremely strong. It's extremely strong. Here's the other art. Is this specific to Japan? Are we not getting an English version of this? From father to son. You search your library for a vehicle card, reveal it, put it in your hand. If the spell was cast from a graveyard, put that card onto the battlefield instead, then shuffle. So we're searching for a vehicle card here with this one. This is interesting. Yeah, Johnny Lunchbox, I agree with you. Buff Sack Golgari would be good. Arkanau says Steiner and Vivi have the best interaction. He protects Vivi like a little brother, and it's very endearing. I agree. I agree. Crimson Armament is the only party member who lacks a real story arc, to me at least. I don't know that one. Crimson Armament. Is that Final Fantasy IX? The thing is I haven't played it in so long, and I just got through like the ice cave, so I'm like early into the game, like just a few hours into my second playthrough. Got a Dwarven Castle Guard here. Final Fantasy IV. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. So we have a 2/1 for 2 that when it dies... Okay, that's pretty sweet. I like cards that replace themselves. Cards that replace themselves, that's a good rate. Turn 1 Hippie says, I want the new Yoshitaka Amano, Timna the Weaver. Oh, man. Dude, was that not so cool that they just decided to reskin a bunch of CEDH cards? Like, you got Timna, you got Crom, you got Thrasios. That was smart. That was freaking smart. I think Najila. Arkanow says, exactly. He's totally forgettable. He's the guy with the red hair who throws stuff. Is he part of our party? Oh! He looks kind of like a Raggedy Ann doll. He's like the big, tall, like... He almost has like red dreads. Yeah, Vile Smasher. Yeah. We got Gaius Van Belsar. Rog. Yep. Rog got one. I saw Ragavan. 2 and 2 black for a 3/2. When it enters, choose one. Each player sacks a creature token of their choice. Each player sacks a non-token creature of their choice. Each player sacrifices an enchantment of their choice. Chat. This card is fantastic. I am just going to tell you. Because we have this, and now this joins the ranks in black of Withering Torment, which is destroy target creature or enchantment, you lose 2 life, and Feed the Swarm. So now, black is finally getting the enchantment destruction that it needs to be viable in EDH. When we got this, it was a big deal. We got Feed the Swarm. Great card. Then in Duskborn, we got Withering Torment, and everybody was like, yes, baby, this is good. Not only is there destroy target enchantment at instant speed in black, but it also is stapled onto destroy target creature. You have an ore here, and then lose 2 life. And now we have Gaius Van Belsar, 2 and 2 black for a 3/2. When it enters, choose one. Each player sacks a creature token of their choice. Each player sacks a non-token creature of their choice. Or each player sacrifices an enchantment of their choice. Now, I get that it hits us as well, but this is so good. So often in black now, you're going to be able to ace that pesky Rhystic Study. You're going to be able to deal with that pesky Smothering Tithe. Because it is very often that your opponent will get out a back-breaking enchantment. So if you are in black, like if you're like me, you play black-red. Red, you're answering artifacts, but in red without Chaos Warp, you're not answering enchantments. But in black, you now have ways to answer enchantments. And you don't have to play some big 7-cost Spine of Ishah in order to do it. They are giving us more and more cards, and they are trickling out, but there are ways to do it. So that's pretty sweet. Oh yeah, you run both, and I will be running this guy. Because when I am in black-red, when I'm playing, those are my favorite colors. When I'm playing those colors, I know what my weaknesses are. My weaknesses are resolved enchantments. My weaknesses are resolved artifacts. If I don't have a Vandal Blast or something like that, like, it just sits there. If it's an enchantment and it's a big backbreaker, I'm sitting and I'm looking at my friends playing white and green, and I'm like, I hope you can deal with it. But giving us another card like this, I'm a big fan. So, Gaius. I'm looking forward to running it. Well, Poster, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Says, how come no one told me about Withering Torment? Well, there's so many sets that come out, it's easy for you to miss it. Excuse me. We have Joshua. Phoenix is dominant. 1 a red and a white. When it enters, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. So nice way to filter. And then for 3 a red and a white, tap, exile Joshua, then return it to the battlefield, transformed under its owner's control, activate only as a sorcery. Comes in as a Saga. Phoenix deals 2 damage to each opponent. Okay. That's for the first 2 lore counters. And then on the 3rd lore counter, Flames of Rebirth. Return any number of target creature cards with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile Phoenix, then return it to the battlefield front face up. So then it comes back as Joshua. This is a fun card, man. It's a fun little card. Oh, Ugin again. It's okay. It's okay. All right, then we already went over the Earth Crystal. We ranked all the crystals. So the Earth Crystal, the Fire Crystal, Water Crystal, Wind Crystal. We ranked all of these. I like the art on these. Oh, man, I'm a fan. Oh, these look great. I like the cell-shaded look a lot. Then we have a Delbert Steiner, which we just talked about. Ambrosia Whiteheart. So a lot going on this 2/2 bear. Ugin, are you ready for this? I keep her at my desk. Let me show you this. There she is. Make her into an MTG land on Etsy. My wife did that for me. There she is. That's my baby. I keep her right on my desk all the time. Sorry about my bitten nails, but that's my monkey right there. And I keep her on my desk all the time. That's her. So I'm ahead of you. Ambrosia Whiteheart. A white and one other for flashing 2/2. When it enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. Isn't that great? Yeah, she's so great. Ambrosia Whiteheart. This is a bear, folks. This is the evolution of the bear in MTG. You have literally one white, one other for a 2/2. Flash. When it enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. That's a may. You don't have to do that, but you can. And then landfall, whenever a land you control enters, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Like, what the hell? What the hell? This card is amazing. And I actually did open one of these. I opened this in foil. It is a strong card, though. I will tell you that. All right, let's keep going. We got a T-Rexar. 4 and 2 green. For a 6/6 trampler. When this creature enters, you gain 3 life, and it has force cycling. You guys. They power crept Colossal Dreadmaw. Right the F out of the game. Yeah, it can return a land. The Whiteheart? Yeah. They took Colossal Dreadmaw and they said, see you later. It ain't even close. Got a 6/6 for 6. The casting cost is exactly the same. Power and toughness exactly the same. They both have trample. And that's it. This is done. There's no more text. You get the Blam T-Rexar. It's a 6/6 for 6. It has trample. It has when it enters, you gain 3 life. And it has forest cycling. Search your library for a forest card. You can literally go grab any forest with this. You'd be like, I'm going to grab my bayou. I'm going to grab my savanna. Like, come on. Poster says, okay, folks, I got to get some heat on the scout before it explodes. Have a great day. Thanks, Jake. Later, Brody. Poster, I hope you feel better. I'm gonna let you know about that server when we know more about the Dune server, okay? You have a good rest of your day, okay? I'm happy that the giveaway made it your way. Put that Chaos Wand into a fun deck. You got Edgar, King of Figaro. When it enters, draw a card for each artifact you control, and then it has two-headed coin. For the first time you flip one or more coins each turn, those coins come up heads and you win those flips. Chat, that is good. Two-headed coin. The first time you flip one or more coins each turn, those coins come up heads and you win those flips. That is pretty good. Then we got a wolf. Torgal, a fine hound, legendary creature wolf. This is also a bear. The evolution of the bear. I mean, it's not a bear, it's a wolf, but, you know, we'll get over it. Whenever you cast your first human creature spell each turn, that creature enters with an additional 1/1 counter on it for each dog and or wolf you control. Is this a Ginny Fae card? Maybe? Maybe not. And it's a mana dork. Add 1 mana of any color. We have the extended art, and then we have this version. This has very much a Ikoria Lair of Behemoths showcase vibe to it. I know you all know what I'm talking about when I say that. Those showcase vibes from Ikoria. This very much has that look. I'm a fan. And then is that it? We've caught up. We got Lionheart here. This is a Gunblade. 4 and 2 to equip. When this equipment enters, it deals 2 damage to any target. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. That leaves something to be desired. I'm sure that there are some people who are kind of bummed about this one. 4 for a shock. No. We ain't running that. Crystal Fragments. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. And then for 5 and 2 white, exile this equipment, then return it to the battlefield, transformed under its owner's control, activate only as a sorcery. And then it has prevent all damage that would be dealt to creatures you control this turn twice, and then tap all creatures your opponents control once. Not bad. And Magitech Armor. When this vehicle enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, and it has crew 1. So 4/4 for 4 brings in a 1/1, and then we could crew it for 1. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I did not see Garnet. Did I miss Garnet? Oh, Ugin, that was Annie. That was not Paige. That's my past partner. It's crazy they made Lionheart a random uncommon, but not surprised anymore. Yeah, you know, in Final Fantasy, there's so many like legendary equipment, legendary creatures, that kind of stuff that you just can't make it all rares. Like the whole set can't be rares. Josh Dean says, "What up, Jakey Poo? Nice to see you." Jakey Poo, what are you? One of my ants? Are you one of my ants calling me Jakey Poo? Garnet is not in Scryfall yet. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, here she is. Here she is. Yep, there she is. Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. Do I agree with her being white-green? Yeah, I think so. Life linking 2/2. This is also a bear. Whenever Garnet attacks, you may remove a lore counter from each of any number of sagas you control. Put a 1/1 counter on Garnet for each lore counter removed this way. I cannot believe that Garnet and Zidane are both freaking uncommons. Yes. Good job, Annie. Yes. Garnet is not in Scryfall, but here she is. Someday I will be queen, but I will always be myself. 2/2 for 2. Lifelink, whenever Garnet attacks, you may remove a lore counter from each of any number of sagas you control. Put a 1/1 counter on Garnet for each lore counter removed this way. I mean, that is a way to keep spinning those wheels. True question. Why is Lulu blue? From Final Fantasy X. I guess because Lulu had a stun ability or something like that. Hold on one second. My cat is yelling. Sorry, chat. My cat had a giant dingleberry hanging off her butt, and it was driving her crazy. So, that was the issue. Yeah, I don't know why Lulu is blue. Chris says this one is fun. I like her, but being uncommon is insane. Yeah, I think so. Final Fantasy IX, with the exception of Vivi, kind of got, like, boned on rarity. Clack says, you made me think of the color aspect when saying Garnet has the right colors. I feel like in her story, she was a Demir type of play. This is the only card I feel like they missed huge with cracked ability. You know the feeling? Well, yeah, I mean, like... What's the syntax for uncommon? Oh, here we go. 25 cards where the set is Final Fantasy and the rarity is equal to uncommon and the card type includes legendary. So Final Fantasy 9, we got Steiner at uncommon. Queen Braun at uncommon. Queena at uncommon. Zidane at uncommon. Tidus uncommon. Well, Tidus was Final Fantasy X. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, Ripley had a giant poop hanging off of her butt, and she was yelling. And I think it's because she had a poop on her butt. She was like, I want you to get this poop off my butt. And so that's what we did. Big thank you to my mom, chat champion today. Chat, we have gone through a lot of cards here. Oh, Freya, also Final Fantasy IX. Freya ended up being uncommon. So like Freya, Steiner, Garnet, Zidane, Quina. I mean, pretty much your whole party. Like, let's see if any Final Fantasy IX got a rare. No, they gave all the rares to Final Fantasy VII and like Final Fantasy 15 and Beatrix. There we go. Beatrix isn't even in your party, is she? The beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of equipment you control to target creature you control. Oh shit. That is a big effect. That is big mana and a big effect. That's good. M. Bison just subscribed. Appreciate you subscribing. Okay, so Beatrix is good. All right, Beatrix is good. We got a good rare there. I don't even remember. Does Beatrix ever join your party? Temporarily, she was. Yeah, she's crazy. Well, no, clearly Beatrix is a rare. I'm hoping they make one of the weapon monsters from Final Fantasy VII into a card having Emerald, Ruby, or Ultima. It's too expensive to be good IMO, but I'll be happy to be wrong. I mean, it's pretty strong. This, for me, is like, and thankfully it's not an ETB, so it's like you can play it and then go to combat, and then they can respond before going to combat to kill it. But this is a strong card. Oh, did I pass Kuja? Oh, okay. At the beginning of your end step, create a tapped 0/1 black wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell. Yep, and then it transforms. Flamestar. If a wizard you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, deals double that damage instead. Okay. But Kuja isn't in your party. All right, and then let's see, did Final Fantasy IX get any mythics? Obviously Vivi. Vivi is a mythic. Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy 13, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy 11, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 14, and Final Fantasy 7. So just a whole bunch of Final Fantasy 7. Arcanau says, make Final Fantasy 9 uncommon. Easier to access. Everyone wins. No! At least we got Vivi, and Vivi is cracked. Final Fantasy 9 got arguably the card that is the best card in the set. And I just mean that from the power level of this card is either CEDH all the way down to casual. And I think you have to work to make him not just absolutely busted. Yeah, people either want Vivi in the 99 or they want Vivi at the helm. So it is a very, very good card. It is a very, very good card. And then we already went over Final Fantasy Commander cards. We did a whole look through of these. There's some really good stuff in Final Fantasy Commander. I do wish one of these decks had been Final Fantasy 9, but so it goes. We got Final Fantasy 6 represented, Final Fantasy 7 represented, Final Fantasy 10, and Final Fantasy 14. Oh yeah, a lot of EV enjoyers are happy about that. VV going to be banned in EDH. I wouldn't bother going for any copies for it. You really think they're just going to ban it, Walter? I feel like if they just ban him right out the gate, that's going to be such a fail. My favorite Final Fantasy character is Vivi. But I loved everything in Final Fantasy 9. In Final Fantasy 7, you know, I always was partial to Cid. I thought Cid was pretty cool. The only fail here is that Cid doesn't have a cigarette. You think auto ban is commander? I feel like that would be such a fail. Derek says no chance. Gojiki says, I want them to make more commander decks and include Final Fantasy Tactics. Yes, or Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Chris says, I low-key dream with the winter product being Final Fantasy 9 commander deck and others. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. He does die to removal. You think he's going to be like Nadu? Just like too many uninteractive turns where he's just like going and going and going. And because it's blue, there's like too many ways to protect him, or what? Toto just subscribed. I appreciate you. If you are enjoying the stream, click like and subscribe. Best way to support the channel with just the click of a button, excuse me, and the clip of a button. Wait. Won't be taking non-deterministic turns like Nadu. Oh, I mean, this is an interesting conversation. Vivi. Will it be banned? I'm here to just talk with Chad about it. We could talk about Vivi for a minute. A red, a blue, and one other. Will it be banned immediately in Commander? That is the question. I'm going to make the chat box a little bit bigger for this, because if I make it into a short, I want people to be able to see chat. We got another subscriber. We got another subscriber going. The Arcane 2 just subscribed. We appreciate you. Walter says, love Vivi, but they made it cracked. Little Omnissiah says the legendary chocobos from Final Fantasy 9. Make a poll. Okay, yeah, let's make a poll. We shall do it. Let's get a poll going. Chat. Will Vivi get banned in Commander? Now, when I say banned in Commander, that means banned as Commander and banned in the 99, because they no longer do this thing where it's banned as a Commander, but you can run it in the 99. That no longer is a thing. They got rid of that ages ago. So if we're banning it, it's banned in the 99, it's banned as the Commander. So let us know what you think. I'm seeing no. There's got to be at least one yes, because I know Walter is saying yes. I guess if you run VV and just play all counters, you could just cheese the game. The worst mini game ever. I have a feeling the Final Fantasy Tactics will be Secret Lair. Yeah, or Crystal Chronicles. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. It'll never get banned. Agree, it will never be banned. It's just going to be one of those commanders nobody will play against. Yeah, it's like it gets soft banned, right? Derek says you can only activate the mana ability on your turn, and casting non-creatures is how you're going to build it. So casting all those spells will at least further the game plan and ping everyone. Walter says Cranial Ram got pre-banned in Pauper, if you recall. It did. It did. Soth. Wizards isn't banning anything. They might make him a game changer. I could definitely see him being a game changer. I could see him being a game changer. I wish they split the lists again. Yeah, Arcanel, that was a long time ago. I remember that was happening with like Raphaelos, and then back and forth, and eventually they were like, all right, we're done. We're done trying to figure it out. You'll see. You'll all see. Muhahaha, says Walter. Gojuki, that would be really stupid PR move. Vivi is one of the most hyped cards from the set. Yeah, if they banned him right out, I would be kind of like annoyed. I would be really annoyed, because I really do want to build that. Where's Paige? I liked her. She's around. She's around. I think she's in the shower. Walter says Raphaelos vibes. Josh Dean with the $2 super chat. I appreciate you, Josh. Says sub, like, comment, and super chat if you love Jake. Yes, I agree with all those things. Do all those things for me. If you aren't subbed, I need you to sub. If you haven't liked, I need you to like. If you've already subbed and liked, then I need you to comment. If you've done all of those, you need to super chat. We need to super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Josh. Arcanau says the word vibes is cringe. No, I don't think so. I think a vibe, I think if it's used correctly, then yes. If you say vibe all the time, then sure. Walter, Raphaelos-esque then. Yes. Arcanau, like I said, even Nadu was around for a month or two. Yeah, Nadu was around. Well, like, I don't think there's anything about VV that is like Nadu. I think what Walter is saying is that it can become like uninteractive or something like that. And I think I could see that. But I think for the most part, you know, they kind of gotta let it sort itself out. But I'm gonna say this as well, Walter. They did say that they weren't making any more changes to Commander for the rest of the year. So I'm sure that they will address it on a case-by-case basis, pending something comes out that's really busted. But I will say, given the fact that Gavin has said that Final Fantasy IX is his favorite game, I don't think that he would have let a card come out that was going to get insta-banned. So like with something like Vivi, if it's a character that's one of his favorites and it came out of his favorite game, I imagine there was a pretty robust screening process for it. Or what I would at least hope there was. Like if I'm releasing this card Vivi and it reads as it does, obviously that mana ability can only happen during your turn. That's a good way to dial it back. And he doesn't have any sort of hexproof. He doesn't have any sort of ward. So you can kill him, and the whole point of him is to keep him off the board, right? Is like just keep him from being out. He is very low to the ground, being a 3 cost, So you could get them on the board easily on turn 1. Or if you're in a spicy deck, you could, or excuse me, you can easily get them out turn 2. And if you're in a spicy CEDH kind of deck, then yes, you can get them out turn 1 and just go to town, right? Derek says, oops, LOL. I think Vivi makes the Is It prowess standard in modern decks a little better for sure. Yeah, I would say so. Not only is he hitting each opponent with that second line of text, but he gets to crack in as a pretty serious beater. And then also lets you, like, dump your entire hand. He's pretty good. It's pretty good. That is a 0 cost ability there. So, yeah, I don't know. Chat, we have had a pretty fun stream here. Big thank you again to Dragon Shield. If you are hanging out, if you are ordering Dragon Shields or anything like that, I want to talk about this. We are going to be, at some point, designing sleeves for Dragon Shield that you can purchase from their site. Some Martishius magic sleeves. I don't know exactly what the design is going to be, but that's going to be something that we work on. And then in addition to that, oh, the chat champ is wrong on here. Come on now. I'm just going to hide that. My mom is the chat champ. In addition to sleeves, we are going to have a new token coming out. If you want to support the channel on a deeper level, we do have the Patreon. If you head on over to Patreon and you sign up at any level, there are still some of these tokens that are around. And for the first 100 people, you will get a serialized one, which means that on the back, I have signed it, I have serialized it, and there are only 100 of these that exist. What else? What else should we talk about? We have a new channel sponsor. Big thank you to Card Conduit. He's going to be joining in June. So that is, as of today, we're going to be back with Card Conduit. Very excited. Very excited for that. If you plan on selling cards, that is a very great service to use. And I would say, please wait to send them off until I can get my affiliate links set up. That way I can help you save on fees. And it also says to them, hey, Martishius Magic is bringing us people that are selling cards. And that looks really good for us. It helps me. It helps you. A mutual thing going on. Mutually beneficial. Yeah, Dragon Shield is currently an affiliate. We're going to talk to them about a potential sponsorship in Q3. So in July, we'll have a conversation with them and see about getting on some sort of monthly retainer. But as of right now, we are an affiliate. You can use code MM5 to save on your Dragon Shields. They are always coming out with new hot products over there. So definitely check them out. Faux show. Faux show. But you know what, chat? I think because I have my dad in town, we've had a nice segment. We've talked a lot today, and I do have company. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stream up. We're going to call it an hour early today, and I'm just going to wrap things up. I'm going to hang with him because he's only in town another 2 days. And as much as I love all of you, I want to sit here with you and tell you how great you are and have you tell me how great I am, because I love that. I need that. I need you to tell me how amazing I am. I'd like to hear it. I appreciate all of you so much for hanging out. And we're going to work through these scenes on here so that we can figure out what type of transitions we need to do so that we can beautify the stream like it was until it started giving us technical difficulties. So Walter says, not sure if you went over this, but the logo is smart and clever. Dude, yes, Paige did the logo. Paige is amazing, man. Paige is essentially constantly coming up with really cool stuff. Like, she's pretty awesome. We just hit 5,200 subscribers. So we are over here doing the thing. It has been a grind but we are here for it. And so I appreciate all of you so much. Seriously, it's been amazing getting to hang out with you. Thank you to my mom. She's the chat champion today. And yeah, love you guys. I will see you on Friday. Friday, I will be back. We will have a stream. My stepdad flies out early on Friday, so I will be back here and I will be streaming again. And thankfully, we had a stream with no technical difficulties. It started a little bit late, but at least no technical difficulties. Love to see it. Can't believe it. For now, I'm out of here. I appreciate you all so much, and we'll see you later. Thanks for watching.